Good morning to everybody as you settle down. So a couple of quick things. First and foremost, I just want to say that I'm honored to be here again, right? So this is actually my third social connection. So my first one was in Vienna, then last year in Berlin, bless you, and then this year in Munich. We're excited about the information that I'm going to share, but for me, in all reality, it's about the information you're going to hear from the team, right? And so, one thing that I wanted to comment on before we got really going here is that I heard from so many of you and others last year in Berlin, when will connections be part of HCL? Well, you know what? We're there, right? So congratulations to the team. I'm happy that we now have them part of our family. We're excited to actually have the full portfolio, and we're really excited to hear about what's coming in the near future, but really give you some insight into the investments we're making around our strategy, right? And where we're going to be moving quickly here. So with that, I am going to run a quick video, and we will get going. I did. That's why Tim is here, by the way, just as a side.
So I can press a button.
So he can press a button. Exactly. Exactly. It worked. Good job, Tim. Thank you.
Sound.
So a couple of quick things, hopefully you noticed, right? First and foremost, we have rebranded Connections, right? Hopefully you like where we're heading, and I'm going to share more about that. But I think the most compelling thing, for me at least, within this video, is the very end, right? So people power your business. People power your business. Connections powers your people, right? That's what you're going to hear from us for the next 12 months, next 18 months. That is the message that we're going to drive in the market to our customers, to our partners, about where we're taking Connections, right? And it is all about people, right? That's what Connections is all about. So we're excited about this, and I'm going to share more about where we're going around our rebranding and how we're reimagining the digital solutions portfolio, which now includes Connections. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about what a difference a year makes, right? What a difference a year makes. And for us, a lot of this comes down to executing, driving our strategy, rebranding ourselves, and focusing on our messaging. And the thing that I wanted to cover with you is, a little bit of reflection when I was thinking about this slide and I was thinking about the Connections team, because that's what this event is all about. It's really only been 75 days. 75 days for the Connections team to come over, right? Really has not been that long when you think about it. The other interesting thing for me was Everybody was excited about Domino V10, right? It took us 12 months to deliver V10, right? We are going to be delivering a new version of DX Portal 9.5 at the end of this month, and that took us 14 months, right? It took us about 14 months. Well, I'll tell you this, the Connections team beat them all, beat every single one of them. 4 months, and you're going to have 6.5, right? So I want to congratulate the team on delivering and executing, right? Very, very impressive, very impressive. So when we talk about, you guys have seen, some of you have seen this slide, when we talk about our strategy, this is a high-level overview of where we're going and the investments we're making. A strategy is a never-ending exercise. And I can tell you, from the experience I've had on working on our 3-5 year outlook, it has been incredibly difficult, right? Incredibly difficult. Thinking about where the market is going. Thinking about what markets do we want to be in, right? Where do we want to be in 3 to 5 years? Where will the market be in 3 to 5 years? How will people work in 3 to 5 years? These are the types of discussions that we literally are having on almost a weekly basis, right? My boss, Darren Oberst, is challenging us constantly to think outside of the box, which has been challenging for many of us, right? We have unfortunately had shackles put on us on what we could say, what we'd invest in, what we would focus on. Those shackles are gone. They're gone now, right? Now it's up to us to actually do the hard work and actually achieve the dreams that we have for this team. So I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about our strategy, and you're going to see a lot more from Danielle on that. So talking about branding, so you're seeing that we're starting to look at this more broadly. It's not just about the technology, right? It's about how do we market ourselves? How do we position ourselves? How do we rebrand ourselves as a totally different set of products? One of the key tenets that we wanted to do was actually maintain some of the heritage. The history is important, right? Who were we? Where are we going? We've been very focused on a design-led approach. So engaging people who do this every single day and do it very, very well. And we are fortunate to have a fantastic marketing team that is driving those results. The other thing is we wanted to focus on a family, right? What does the portfolio look like from a rebranding and reimagining who we are and where we're going? So for us, I'm excited to share with all you our new logos and our new slogans for the entire digital solutions portfolio. So what you have here now, as a simple example, HCL Domino. Applications that run your business. What else does Domino do, right? It's perfect. It's perfect, right? When we look at what are we doing from a broader family perspective, same time, secure conversations across every device, right? Again, very simple, poignant, to the point. It actually drives what we're doing. The simple aspects. What is that elevator pitch, that one word that aligns our portfolio? Another one that I really, really like, HCL Digital Experience, more than the sum of the parts, right? DX. The best one, though, in my view, at least, is Connections. It's about people, right? People. And that, I think, is the perfect message. People power your business. Connections powers your people. Can't get any better than that, right? And that was a combination of Danielle and team and the marketing team and just snapping their fingers and coming up with all of this, right? This is the beginning of how we are going to rebrand our portfolio, and this is just the beginning of the investments that you're going to see us make there. And let's talk about investments. So for us, we've heard from you loud and clear. We need to actually focus on marketing, right? We need to get out there and talk about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. And for us, a lot of that comes down to continuing to build trust with all of you, right? And being transparent, right? We're very open about what we do and how we do it. And so this is going to be something that you're going to see more and more of. So we're committed to the market, to all of you, that we're going to increase our marketing spend by over 50%, right? So we're going to continue to invest in how do we actually do digital marketing and drive results and focus there. What are we doing within social? You saw the contest that I recommended for Juanis and team. We are going to be very out in Twitter, Instagram, blogs. We are going to be pushing our message and trying to drive it as viral as possible. I'd ask all of you today to be very focused on Twitter. Let's get that message out there. Let's get it out there. And then finally, you're going to see more around a client advisory. So we're going to actually build a board of advisors. We're going to pull our customers and our top partners together, and we're going to actually have another opportunity for you to speak with each other, but also for us to listen to all of you. So we will focus on analysts, right? Unfortunately, if you look right now, you look at the Gartner Magic Quadrant, we're really not there, right? If you look at Forrester, we've done some work with them around total cost of ownership and the investments we're making. And IDC is another analyst that we're going to be targeting. These are going to be our top three, right? These are going to be the top three that we're going to target, that we want to focus on, that we're already meeting with and starting to better understand where they see the market going and where we need to go from an overall product perspective. And then finally, events, right? Many of you know about the factory tours, right? So Juana showed the one where I was dressed as a cowboy there, right? The Toy Story. There you go, the Toy Story, right? And we're just still working to have fun, but also pushing our message. Our next factory tour is in Japan. So we'll have a factory tour in Japan in December. We'll have our next factory tour in February. That'll be in China. And then we'll do our factory tour in Europe. You're going to see just a regular cadence from us on how we actually do these. User groups are huge for us, right? Over the next couple months, we've got at least 7 to 8 different user groups that we're focused on, right? And the coolest thing that I can find for you right now is we're doing some right things because we now have new user groups, right? So I don't know how many of you are aware of the Russian Notes user group. There are over 250 people already signed up for that, by the way, right? Targeting 400 to 500 people. Who would have thought in Russia, right? So for us, these are the little data points that we're seeing that we're actually driving the right results. And then obviously the advisory board, as I mentioned earlier. So for us, where is the momentum, right? How do we continue to drive the results? And I was mentioning this last night at dinner that there are a couple key things, for me at least, from a measurement perspective. The first one is we've seen over a 60% year-over-year increase on reinstatements. Customers who have been using our product, who have not been paying S&S, are coming back. And you know why they're coming back? Because we're giving them a value proposition. We're delivering new features. We're delivering innovation. That's why they're coming back, right? The other thing is we're now starting to sign multi-million-dollar deals again. Last week, we signed a new customer in Spain for $2.3 million. It's not bad. It's not bad, right? Good little data point. Shows that we are doing something right, right? Shows that we're doing something right. And so for us, these are the indicators in the investments that we're making and the focus that we have. And I am going to talk a little bit about cloud, right? It's the big elephant in the room, but we're going to hit this head on, and we'll tell you exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it, right? And then finally, we want to cover a little bit around how we're listening here. So for us, these are the indicators, right? These are the areas that we'll continue to stay focused, and these are the things that we continue to look at that show that we are actually executing and driving the results that we want to achieve, right? And so we're happy now to finally, as of September, have the German sales team. So the German sales team has finally joined HCL, right? So for a period of time during the summer, they were not HCLers. They were in a bit of an awkward state. They are now part of the organization. You're going to see more investment around partner programs, and I think you already know about our Masters program, right? And how we're transitioning IBM champions over to be HCL Masters. Our sales teams, we have an organization where we have client directors, account managers, customer success advocates. And then we have PSSs, our product sales specialists. And then we have our TAs, our technical advisors. We are making significant investment in bringing former IBMers over, as well as net new people, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the new people and the focus that we have there. But last one here is we're just super excited to now have Connections part of the portfolio, right? So over 60% of the customers that have Domino, they have Connections. Over 50% of the over 70% of the customers that have Connections have DX. So we got a lot of overlap there, a lot of opportunity to drive our portfolio with the customer base. So let's talk about investing, right? So for us, year one was all about letting the market know that we were alive. It really was, right? It was, hey, we are alive. We are going to invest. The other thing was we also wanted to reaffirm to the market that we would deliver upon our commitments, right? So V10 was all about executing, delivering on that commitment, and showing all of you that we would follow through, right? Year two for us is all about driving operational excellence. So we have a large team, large engineering organization. We need to become more efficient. We need to become more process-oriented. We need to become more data-oriented, right? And so with that, we've been making some what I would call very key hires. So over the last month, we've been fortunate enough to bring a core group of people from other companies outside of IBM, outside of this whole business, and have brought them in to actually start to drive that operational excellence. So we have a new director of central engineering who's responsible for how do we build the products? What are our processes? How do we measure ourselves? How do we take the products to market? What is our security across the portfolio? How do we test the products across the portfolio? These people just joined 3 weeks ago, and I'm super excited to see what we can actually achieve with them in the very, very near future. Year three for us, when we look out, right, we sit there and we go, okay, we got V11 coming out in November. We have 6.5, and Danielle's going to talk about that, coming out right around the same time period. We'll have 9.5 for DX coming out at the end of September, and we'll actually have a 9.6 of DX coming out this calendar year as well. So for us, these 2 years were all about setting the pace of the market, explaining to the market what we were going to do, how we were going to do it, executing upon it, and forcing the work that we had to do in order to just catch up, right? So lots of technical debt, lots of things we had to do just to get baselined again. Year three for us, which would be Connection 7, it'll be DX 10, it'll be Domino 12. That is when you're going to see the wows. The wows. And what are the wows? 2, 3 things that when we talk to all of you, you're going to say to us, wow. Right? It's that simple. It's that simple. But that is exactly what we want to be able to do. You're also going to see us start to reimagine. Reimagine who we are. How are we investing? What are we building? What markets are we going to be in? And also, how do we bring all of you along on that journey? All right, let's talk about the cloud. All right. My favorite topic of the last 3 months. So, look, we had to make a tough decision. We had no choice, right? For any of you who know SCN, Smart Cloud Notes, right? Smart Cloud Notes is a product that is heavily built on IBM technologies, right? It's a product that has been glued into IBM's cloud software, right? It is an offer that is architected 8 years ago, right? The market has changed. The market has changed a lot, right? And so, you know what? We had to make a tough decision. We just had to. This offer was not our future. It wasn't our future, right? And so, unfortunately, we had to make a tough decision, and we had to do it in very tight very tight timelines. So I'm excited, though, about where we're going, right? And that's what we really want to start to focus on, is where we're going, what is the destination, and then how do we get our customers there, right? And so we've done a lot of research over the last 4 or 5 months. Talked to analysts, we've talked to partners, we've talked to customers. We've looked at the overall market. And one of the things that we realized very quickly was customers want a choice, right? They don't want to be tied into a specific solution. They want the offers to be agnostic. We want our cloud to run on AWS. I want it to run on Google Cloud. I want it to run on Microsoft, by the way, as well, right? And that's the direction we're taking here. So when you look at this, we've been working through the migration scenarios, right? And I know we haven't provided enough information, and unfortunately we're working very, very hard to maintain the environment while actually building something new, and that's not trivial, right? So we've been looking at the different migration options. We have partners that provide migrations today. We have tools that have moved over as part of our assets from the services organization that are now part of our portfolio. And we also have our development team working on new tools to make this migration much easier and much, much more simpler to arrive at the appropriate destination. You'll see a blog come out from me on this very topic in the next 2 days, right? And so we are going to then take that message, translate it into German, and we're going to give it to our sales team so they can start to push it out to our customers, right? And so let's talk about the cloud. When we looked at it, we saw really 3 scenarios. First one being private cloud. You can do that today, right? Stand up a private cloud. You can host it. I could host it. Juanis' sister could host it if we wanted to, right? But for us, that was one of the ones where we were like, okay, do our customers really want to move in that direction? Interesting enough, we're getting calls almost on a daily basis about it. So we're already working with our services organization how to actually go about this. But I will tell you the one that I think is the one that's going to resonate with the market is our partner cloud, right? So we've been speaking with a select group of partners who have frankly been providing this type of service for years. They have the experience. They know how to manage and operate a cloud, right? They also have the security that is required. They have the certifications that are required. They provide the dashboards and the monitoring that our customers expect, right? So we're working with these partners to identify the overall partner cloud solution, and we believe that this is something that will resonate in key areas, Germany being one of them, right? So when we think about it, what we've heard from many customers in Germany is, I don't want my data to go back to the US. And I don't blame them, by the way. I don't blame them at all. And so one of our strategies is, one of the strengths of this partner cloud is the opportunity to have data resident in your country, right? In your country. Solves a lot of the GDPR issues. It also gives you that comfort level that the United States government is not looking at your data, right? Because I don't know if many of you are aware of this, but there's a law in the US where US-based companies, if the government comes to them and requests to have access to their data, which includes email, which includes almost every bit of information about your company, that company has to give it to the US, and they don't have to tell you, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah. So I don't blame you that you want it to be here, right? Or in Japan, or in Switzerland, Belgium, right? I don't blame you at all. I would feel the same way. So for us, this is an area you're going to see us make a lot of investment. And we're happy to say that we have really good partners who want to help us here. They want to help us, right? And then the final one is the HCL Cloud. So this one, we are doing a proof of concept around how we're actually going to offer this. We are looking at actually standing up our apps, our Domino apps in the cloud, as well as looking at connections on Azure, right, on Microsoft. And the interesting thing about Microsoft actually is they offer services that allow you to have provisioning and licensing and monitoring as part of the overall SaaS. So we're actively working and talking with Microsoft about these things, right? How different is that? You know, would you ever have heard IBM say that a year ago, right? No way. No way, right? So we're, you know, between Danielle and myself and the rest of the team, we were on calls with Microsoft last week. We were on calls with them 2 weeks before, right? And I am personally heading out there next week, right? So more to come on that, by the way. We'll also be meeting with Google while we're out there. So we're looking at what are the right destinations for our customers. So I know this is going to be hard. I know this is hard for some of our customers, and I know the messaging has not been where it needs to be. But I can tell you right now, a year from now, we will be in a much better spot. We'll have a cloud that is flexible, a cloud that is profitable, which is very important, and we'll have an offer that allows our customers to leverage the functionality that they have today and that we will actually continue to provide in the future. So more to come on this. I did want to say that I appreciate your patience. I can tell you that there are a couple things in these slides that keep me up at night. This is the one. Every night, right? Every night I'm thinking about this. So it's not for the lack of thought and the lack of effort, but more to come. More to come on the cloud here. And I'm willing to talk to people about this after the session as well. So let's talk about we're listening, right? So obviously we have the factory tours, we have the ideas labs, we now will remove LetsConnect, since these guys actually just stole that from Danielle, but we'll work through that. The jams and the webinars, right? The jams and the webinars. And so not only are we listening, but hopefully you're seeing that we're executing, right? That is the key. You know, I've explained to my team that, you know, to do a release like V10 was hard. It was hard, but it was exciting, right? We're all excited about pushing and moving forward and the energy there. To do it twice, that's when you know. That's when you know whether you're actually capable of actually delivering and committing and executing, right? So for us, that's what this is all about. We're going to prove to all of you that last year, that was not a fluke. It was not a fluke. Not only are we going to deliver more, but we get DX, and then we get connections, right? So I'm excited about where we're going, and I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that all of you are as well. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a quote from one of my favorite authors. And let's see if you guys can figure out who it is, right? So it goes, "Kid, you'll move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is awaiting. So get on your way." Anybody know who that is? No. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, right? Just think about that. Simple. Very, very simple, right? So for us, come join us. Come join us on this journey. Come with us when we take this mountain, when we climb this mountain. And I can assure you that Danielle and the Connections team, we will put the hard work in to ensure that we climb that mountain. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Danielle.